Custom moves were always one of the more contentious additions to Smash 4. Some loved them, some hated them, and the competitive community ignored them more than a Robin charging Thor in 8-man Smash. Needless to say, it's no surprise they didn't make a comeback in Ultimate. But what if they had? Some fighters were always more fit to have alternate moves than others, and one that always seemed like a perfect match to me was Inkling. Since Smash Ultimate increased the Mii's move options from 3 to 4, I think we can assume they would have done the same for the rest. Yeah, turns out I'm kind of an idiot. I didn't fact check my information before I recorded that. Therefore, I will be giving 3 examples of alternates for each of Inkling's specials. Screw it, I'll still show all 3. Since I don't have a Wii U, I will be using footage from Splatoon 2. However, the Inklings in Smash are based on Splatoon 1, and thus I will not include anything that wasn't in the first game. So without further ado, let us begin. Quick note before we get started, I'll be showing the damage values on screen, and if you're curious how I come up with these values, I'll show you the formula I was using right now. Alright, let's go. Where better to start than with the first weapon you ever get in Splatoon, the Splattershot Junior. Compared to the basic Splattershot, the Junior has faster fire rate and better ink economy, but at the downside of lower range and less damage per shot. The second alternate, the Splattershot Pro, is the inverse. Higher range and damage, but lower fire rate and IE. The third alternate, the Splat Charger, works a bit differently. Instead of being a submachine gun like the other 3, the Charger is a sniper rifle. The longer you hold the trigger, or B button in this case, the longer and more powerful your shot becomes, and you can cancel it by shielding. For the first side B alternate, we have the Carbon Roller, a faster roller with higher ink economy and lower landing lag, with the trade-offs of a lower duration, lower berry time, and lower damage. Like the Pro to the Junior, the Dynamo is the inverse. Higher damage, much longer berry time, and probably a spike when used in mid-air, but at the cost of being slower than Jake Harper, laggier than an online Ness, and a worse economy than the 1930s. The third variant, the Octobrush, is incredibly fast with great efficiency and next to no ending lag. The trade-off being that it can't bury foes. Instead, after making contact, you'd have a brief period where you could unleash a flurry of attacks. The first alternate for down B are burst bombs, smaller, weaker bombs that fly faster and explode on contact. You're noticing a pattern by now, right? Suction bombs stay attached to the surface they land on with a bigger blast radius and higher damage, paid for with worse ink economy and a longer delay before exploding. My visual aids won't be perfect as this weapon was changed quite a bit in the sequel, but the third down B alternate are ink mines. Instead of being thrown, they're simply placed at your feet and will last 10 seconds before exploding with size and damage comparable to that of a splat bomb. However, they will detonate early if an enemy gets too close. Additionally, placing one while one is already on the field will simply cause the first one to fizzle out. Because Inkling's up special isn't a weapon like the other 3, it was difficult to find an alternate, let alone 3, but this is what I came up with. For the first 2 alternates, we're going to need to draw from gear abilities as opposed to alternate weapons. Starting with the most straightforward, Quick Super Jump. This would increase travel time and reduce startup and ending lag. It would also reduce travel distance and take away the hitboxes. Second on the list of Super Jump alternates, we have Stealth Jump. Shortly after launching and before landing, your Inkling will turn invisible, though with a slight reduction in travel speed. And finally, we have Squid Beacons. When quickly tapped or used in the air, it functions just like a normal Super Jump. However, if held for slightly longer, you will instead place down a beacon. The next time Super Jump is used, you will always home in on the beacon regardless of proximity, unless there's solid terrain in the way. While jumping does not require consumption of ink, placing a beacon does. At the end of the day, this is really just pointless speculation since there's no way Nintendo's bringing back custom moves. But as a fan of both Smash Bros. And Splatoon, I thought it's a fun thing to speculate on. I worked really hard on this video, so I really hope you enjoy it. And with that, I'll see you guys next time.